when I was a younger cat and dating older folks. You know, it was like, I'm still my age at the end of the day. And yes, I have to act a certain way. And I was able to move throughout those relationships accordingly because I carried myself with maturity, but I was still my age. And although, and I understand what you're saying, how his actions affected others. And I'm not condoning his actions. I'm just stating that the man is human. We get people in certain positions and it's like they're all of a sudden they have to be godly. That's a lot of pressure in itself. We're all human at the end of the day, and we're going to make mistakes. It's not no if or when. We're going to make mistakes. And it's like we hold people so accountable in certain situations that, well, you should have thought better. What, maybe he will the next time. Maybe he got heated. Maybe we don't know what was going on in his marriage. And he could have went to any other woman somewhere else besides the woman that was in close quarters with him. But usually that's how it happens. Somebody that's close around you that you connect with, because all of us can relate to this. Once we get out of school, or if you're not in a call center type working environment, you're not around a bunch of women on a day-to-day basis. So that's a whole different dynamic when you're around it. And most people tend to, if they cheat, then that's what they do with somebody that's typically within their circle or that they see on a regular basis. The man could have went anywhere and did what he wanted to do if that's what he chose to do, instead of messing it up like
correct.
Mario
Probably wouldn't have been fired if it wasn't his executive assistant.
Right. Like within the Michigan, and that's within the University of Michigan's like bylaws, and that's pretty much the case at all, academic institutions. Is like you can't be in a relationship with your subordinate. And if that was to happen, she could have been transferred to another department within, maybe the basketball team or something. If
I was him, I would have went and got one from Ohio State. Isn't that their rival?
Well, that's what he should have done.
Yeah, and then you would have had inside intel.
Or just go home to your wife every night and your 3 kids.
Hey, man, maybe that wasn't cracking no more for him. Again, we don't know what was going on there.
That's no excuse.
Outlet somewhere.
They just had a baby 6 months ago, bro. It definitely was cracking.
I would like to know.
Maybe the legs were.
I would like to know.
I don't know.
PushPlayPods.com